Hi, good morning, all TTW members. Hope you all are doing good today morning. And today we have the privilege of introducing an exceptional life coach who has not only mastered the art of personal development, but has also devoted her career to help others unlock their inner greatness. Let us all welcome Michelle to Wednesday's TTW session. Welcome, Michelle. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Tia. Those words were very kind of you, first and foremost. Thank you so much, dear. And I would just give a very brief introduction about me. Yes, Michelle would be my name. And my whole passion is just one is to see lives transform. And with that, I would just like to start off for today's session. And thank you for all who has joined live and those who will be joining and watching this recording as well. Welcome to this session, and I wish you all the best. So, I would like to share a screen. You just give me a minute.
Sure.
Okay,
I
so
think
I would
Michelle
like
has
to
a
ask,
small presentation.
yes, it doesn't allow me to share the screen right now. Do you think I'll be able to share it, my dear?
Yeah, let me make you the host. Yeah, you'll be able to do that now.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So, yes. So I've just shared something with all of y'all. The topic for today is all about influencing others. But the first step is to influence yourself. This would be the very first thing that we're going to get into. So if you're looking into this perspective, there's something that most of the time what we get into is about as entrepreneurs, we really need to speak to others to see how we can take our business to the next level. And one crucial aspect is to they say negotiation. Some people say, the art of selling. Some people say the art of influencing. There's so many terms around it, but it all narrows down to ourselves. It narrows down to what do we believe in ourselves. So the first step is starting with ourselves, and that's about self influence. So it's not about what someone else is going to do in your life, but rather what we are going to do with our own life. So it's about planning, it's a lot about learning, there's a lot of hard work, there's so much of persistence. It's just not something that remains in a short life cycle. So there is a life cycle that's there around, and the terms that you're seeing here are something which has been benchmarked with international standards. So today I would like to share some insights that can help anyone across the TTW members who can take this to the next level. So if you notice something, there's something called as a belief, what we believe in. And how we believe, that's going to be our thoughts. And in the end, that's how we're going to feel. And eventually, we'll start acting on that. And that's going to lead to experience what we are going to give for another person. Many times, what we look into is just the experience of what we are getting from others. But have we ever thought, can I make an impact on the experience that someone is having when I'm interacting with them? Because this is where it all starts of what can I do to make someone else feel better. And for this, I would like to share a small video, and it's a very short one, but it speaks a lot in volumes as well. But I'm not sure whether y'all can hear the audio right now. Let me know if you can hear the audio there.
Sure.
Can you hear the audio?
I think it's not, no, it's not audible.
You can't hear the audio, right? Okay,
No.
no worries. But then what I would recommend is let's just see the video because the captions are there below that. And we can actually see that. So if you notice, this is something where there is someone who's come across. He's tried to park his car. And
so calm and so friendly.
You can read it.
Almost ruined your car and
The audio is here.
Something bad.
Okay.
People are like garbage trucks. Really now, how's that? Well, they run around with garbage. They're full of disappointment, full of frustration, full of anger. And when their garbage piles up, they need a place to dump it on. And sometimes they'll dump it on you. But you know what? You don't take it personally. You just wave, smile, you wish them well, and you move on. So now life is 10% of what you make it. The other 90 is how you take it.
A very short video. It says a lot about how you experience it. We are not here to change people, because what we are here is how I'm going to take it when someone is going to affect me. And I think that's where it all starts. It starts from where it's going to start and how we're going to do it. So if you're looking into this entrepreneurial journey, there are few things. For example, if you can see, self-awareness is going to be one of the first steps, followed with emotional intelligence. There's lead by example. You can see continuous learning. There's effective communication, setting clear goals. So what you're seeing right now are some few practical steps and guidelines that can help us take it to that level. So if you notice something, this journey is not going to be easy without our intervention in taking step-by-step actions. Like, it's all about what we are believing in. So if you're looking into self-awareness, it purely starts with one aspect. It's about, uh, knowing whether I can handle it or not. So if someone is coming to us and really going to shout at us, if how are we going to react to it? Think about it. So I'm having a bad day. My son is coming home and he's all frustrated. The next thing that I would be doing is, even if he does a small mistake, I might end up shouting at him. Right?
Oh, yes.
Because what is happening here is my belief is all frustrated and my thoughts have been all corrupted. And in the end, what happened is my son, who was nowhere around the picture, has been victimized. And this is exactly what happens if we are not self-aware about our own actions. So being an entrepreneur is a huge responsibility. It's huge for the simple fact that we need to be aware of what we are doing. And that starts with a lot of steps, a lot of processes, because what you're seeing right here are few of those steps that can help us take us to that level to make it, more systematic and more organized. So there is a kind of mindset that we can kind of train us to do. The good news is it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay not to have things in place, but it's not okay to remain there for long. There will be bad days, there would be good days. But if the moment we are saying things like, I can't do it, I think it's time to just switch our questions to, how do I learn it? It's just a mindset change of, moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And for an entrepreneur, especially when we're focused so much in our business and in getting things out, remember, every experience counts. And every time we are into it, it really matters a lot. So with this, we are really moving in from one place to another. So there are a lot of things that you can see, very short, very sweet out there. So remember, you need to have a genuine desire to actually contribute to things. It's so much about how much I genuinely want to help someone. That's going to be really important. And then you would see the positivity coming in. This is a very short example that you can see over here. And the question comes down, are you a person who wants to influence others or not? What do you think? Because until and unless we can influence our own thoughts, our own way of thinking, it's not possible for us to influence another person. Because what we believe is in the end what matters. So there are few key tips that you can see over here. It's about being authentic and really believing it. Because if you're not believing it and if you're actually faking it, it is evident. People will get to know that it's not real. And there's something much more required. It's being human. And that's why we have such groups, so that we can connect together, because we need each other's support. Like, we can all have a bad day, but then do we have someone that we can fall back on? Is there someone who can actually help us and tell us, okay, it is possible? And that's where this human connections is going to really foster a lot. And being there to really bind it together can take it to a next level. And respect for all. It doesn't matter whether the person can understand our viewpoint or not, but the truth is, can I respect someone for the way they are, rather than judging them on, things which are not pretty, which are just not happening? So really respect building unity, and championing the causes. So it's like, what is the reason for you to do it? Do you really believe in your vision? With that, we just have a particular cycle that can help everyone. It's about, the minute we are in a particular situation, few things like, assume all parties, whoever it is, they are allies, especially from a business perspective. Clarify your goals and objectives. Make sure that whatever we communicate, it's with clarity. Once the clarification happens, we can actually diagnose the world of the other person. So this will actually prevent us from, just taking in those experiences and having a negative reaction. And then comes identify relevant currencies, which means how would the other person be taking you rather than how is the other person taking me. So it's more about now you centric rather than I centric. And this is the first step of influence. It's not about what someone would talk about me, but rather when I'm speaking right now, is it going to help the other person? I don't have to really worry about what they're going to think about me, but rather, am I helping you? Because the minute that comes in place, you're dealing with a relationship. If not, you're dealing with yourself. Because a relationship is two-way, and then influence others mainly by a give and take. So there's a process of giving as well, right? So when we start giving, it's then that you can even think of even taking something back. First, give. And that's going to be the first part of the entire thing. And with this, I come to the one last step that you can see here, which is someone by May Angelo, who has said, people will definitely forget what you said. They're going to forget what you even did for them. But how you made them feel, you would remember. I can just ask you a question right now, Dia, like, who was your favorite teacher?
Uh, I had one English teacher and one Hindi teacher who was one of my favorites because they
Okay.
were very calm, composed. I would say, there were so many naughty kids in the class, but they knew how to handle it. So it was
Oh,
a pleasure having, not those typical, because see, back then 90s and 80s kids, because
true.
teachers were not the same as you have it today. They were quite
Right.
strict. Discipline was very much required, and I'm sure you also must have had some nice scale
Yeah.
beatings. So, it was not this similar kind of education back then. Of course, it was very nice, and the teachers were very good by hearts. But these are the two teachers whom I specifically remember even today.
Very good. But those teachers, do you remember what they taught you? Do you remember
Yeah,
what
I
they
said
said, or is it
maths. No, nothing like there were never something into philosophical talks or something, but
correct?
in general, they were very good with their subject, and they used to make you feel very nice, as you said in your quote, that it's not the uh, actual knowledge or maths lesson that I remember, but I
Exactly.
remember them as a personality.
Exactly. So if you go down the line, let it be
Yeah.
anyone we are meeting with, how someone makes us feel, I think that's going to be a first impression. Many people think, I need to be wearing those branded clothes. I need to be wearing, the best of the best things. But sometimes that's not how it works. It's so much more. It's how you connect with them. Because people remember how you make them feel. Do you make them feel safe? Do you make them feel like you are respected? So those key aspects is what can take us to that next level. And with this, I think we have come to the end of our session. And yes, I can stop sharing right now. Thank you, Dia.
That was a lovely presentation, and I really like the last slide. And I do agree that when you meet people, nobody remembers what bag you were carrying or what clothes you were wearing, but the experience that you give them, perhaps maybe a
Very
smiling face, even that has been remembered. Your warmth is remembered, how approachable you were. And I think that's the basic thing that we all need to understand when you are in any kind of business. The industry does not matter, but a smiling face is remembered by everyone.
Very true. Like how much we we take things forward. So if you're looking into so many aspects which are there out there, from an entrepreneurial perspective, the key is about getting to know ourselves first. It's all about self-management. It starts from there. Because the minute we forget how to manage ourselves, when we are connected with someone, we are going to lose our hold. And this is going to really have a ripple effect because the feeling is like out now.
Yes, I truly
And
agree to it.
so any business, let it be not even business, let it be a relationship or something, because sometimes we need to keep this in mind. Not every connection is for getting something. It might be giving. So like I think that mindset change of, that shift in mindset about it's not about what I can take, but what I can give. Because the minute we are able to start thinking from that perspective, that's where you can start seeing, the actual difference happening in your life. Because and the joy of giving can only be experienced when you start giving. If you've never given, try giving without expecting anything back in return, and try to analyze yourself. How did you feel?
Right. Very right. Very rightly said, Michelle. I completely
So
agree on that.
with this, I would just wish all the very best to all the TTW members. And I try to keep it, very short, because this is not about, a sermon, a preaching, but it's about something that needs to be done from within. And when it starts from us, I think that's where the change is going to happen.
Yes, I do agree. And I'm sure all the TTW members also agreed to the wonderful talks that we did today. And I'm sure I would love to hear the comment section sooner or later whenever everyone watches the video, watches Michelle's presentation. Do comment what are your thoughts, and we would get back to you on that. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for your time. It was
Thank
wonderful
you.
talking to you. It was short, but yet it was very meaningful and an insightful session. Thank you so much for coming today and having this presentation with us.
Thank you so much, Dia. Take care. Bye.
You take care. Bye bye.